my name is Marslane and this is episode 46 of Cities Skylines series called Fluffen Paradise. Enjoy the episode. In this video we are working on a new, much nicer and natural looking highway intersection next to the warehouse area, and after that expanding the warehouses and creating the biggest cargo hub warehouse area in Fluffen Paradise. But mostly I am working on decorating the construction warehouse in this episode, and in the next episode we will start work on the surrounding area of the cargo hub and also adding some more buildings, trees, and maybe adding a small living area for the workers to live at, but that is just an idea still. The timestamps for this video are the following. The first 5 or so minutes of the video are assigned to the intersection build, and the rest 25 minutes is for the cargo hub construction and decorating. The main idea behind the intersection was to create something more fluid looking and more natural, which seems to follow the ground, and this is my main objective from now on in each video, to create more natural looking roads which don't look artificial but seem to be formed more by the natural movement of the ground, but I will still be keeping some form of strictness to the cargo hub by keeping the roads more straight. I just love the uniform looking style of the roads, and I can't do anything about that. There is just something about straight angles and roads which make them look really nice. And trying to make everything curvy in the cargo hub might look a little bit weird, because cargo hubs are usually more modern style things and they tend to have more straight roads. But I will be trying to mix it together more with curvy roads which flow like rivers, looking for the easiest way to flow forward through the ground. But now let's get to the intersection, which I am going to build in a second in the video. The main reason why I wanted to remove the old intersection was because it was too darn clunky. It used up a lot of space, so I can't say that the new one uses less, but it is much better now. And it also looked awful. The turns were too sharp and also too short, so they seemed very forceful. And but now they are smooth and clean looking. Also, I used some underground tunnels instead of the roads, which were just digged a little bit lower into the ground in the old intersection, which made it look really weird because it had those very sharp hill things on the sides which just didn't fit with the intersection at all. Also it gave the intersection a more cleaner look in the end, which made it look much nicer, as you can see in the video right now. I used a lot of curves for this one, so it would fit together with the rest of the highway. And this is the part where I started adding the highway tunnels, and I had some problems here because I forgot that I had to cross over the tunnels at first, so basically at now I just connected them up straight, but basically I think I noticed that a little bit later, where I started checking the places where the roads connect up, so I just dragged the tunnels across, so they looked a little bit weird underground, but I can't do anything about it at now, otherwise I would have to start up the game again and just fix that at now. This is the part where I noticed that the roads were bad, about here, I think. Yeah, hopefully. Don't really know where, because I can't remember. Yeah, this is the part. I just crossed them over without really caring about it, because you can't see the underground part of the road, so that was good, I hope. But basically now I have finished the intersection, but I think I should have added a little turn around place where the cars can just make a U-turn if they want to go back, and they don't have to drive through the edge of the map or just go through the city or something. And that I have to add that, but I don't know if I will add it, but it is just an idea for now. Now I started work on the main cargo hub part. This is the place following to the main cargo hub, but I basically used a lot of straight angled roads and 90-degree turns, and also some 45-degree turns, which makes it look more industrial, and that's the look I'm looking for in this build at this moment. The highway was just basically blending the cargo hub into the background of the, what are those things now? Those farming area up there, which is above the highway there. I will be expanding the farming area there in the future sometime. Basically that will be the follow-up to the very old farming video which I did some months ago. Well, it was a long time ago, so I can't really remember when I did that, but it will be a follow-up to that. Now I basically, at first I wanted to do the train tracks to go through the industrial area, but I just chose to make a giant U-turn for the trains here, which is really smooth and good looking because it is not sharp. And basically there were a lot of people saying in the comment section that the train tracks are too sharp angled, so I hope that this is a good angled U-turn for the train tracks, otherwise it won't be good, no one will like it. So please like the train track U-turn here. This is the part where I plan to start doing some kind of decorating at first by adding a little cargo, not a cargo hub, but a cargo storage area, but that will be in the next episode because I started working on something much bigger in this episode, which was basically worth a separate episode because it took a lot of time to make. This episode took about 3.5 hours to record or so. Also, editing takes some time. But yeah, here I was adding some not cargo, but those warehouses which are used to store places, and here I wanted to do something, I don't know which I wanted to do, but I wanted to bring the warehouse as close to the road as possible, but still leave a small pavement path for the AI, the Walcon. And this is basically the start of the main build in this episode now. At first I planned to do basically a box, basically just a copy of the thing which I did at here, but I found out that the roads doesn't fit anymore if I try to basically do the same thing on both sides. So I left out two, I think I left out two, what are those things now? Two housing boxes or something like that. I left those out and I started filling in that area with concrete and also made it look as a outside how is that now, the outside construction things storage area where they basically keep all the timber and porta potties and more other warm housing and giant, what are those things now, the giant sea containers full of things, so they can store all the construction stuff outside. So and also some vehicles I added under some house there. You can see that a little bit later. But yeah, I added a lot of forklifts around area here because so basically I wanted to make it look like there's a lot of cargo to carry everywhere, so it would look much nicer. This is the house where I will be adding some vehicles underneath later bit. Also, I added a lot of trucks everywhere, and these are small, I don't know what are those. I think those are those small things from the airports which carry some luggage or something, but here I wanted to make them look like they are the small things which carry cargo, not cargo, but yeah, they carry small items from one part of the warehouse to other, so it would be easier to transport the stuff, not just store it outside and take it everywhere by forklifts or something. So you just make a train and add everything into that, and then you drive the small truck train to the warehouse, and you can just put everything to the correct place. Yeah, it didn't really make a lot of sense, but that is what I wanted it to look like, or something like that. Also, I tried to fill in all the outside parking spaces with cars, so it would look like there are a lot of people working in this giant cargo hub warehouse over here. But yeah, I tend to add a lot of variation in the cars, so they are not all in straight line, but they have some angles and stuff like that, so doesn't look like it has been spaced by a ruler, but they are just random like in real life, because people don't tend to park their cars perfectly, but just park them just however they park them, I don't know, just random way. And also I added some cars and trucks which were driving around, which were not in the parking spots, but were just outside of the parking spots going to park or something. Here I started the timber thing, where there were forklifts carrying the timber to the piles over here. I also added 2 forklifts outside of this thing, but I don't know where they will be carrying the wooden planks, but that's really not a worry. But yeah, I added a little forklift in the left corner there to make it look like it is putting the timber there or taking it away to the warehouse. Also, I added a lot of porta potties, a lot of them, because people need to poo or pee if they want to do some construction work and they can't go to the toilet. Here I added some construction machines under the outside storage units. They were some pavement machines, and also I think I added some steamrollers and some forklifts, or a truck again, or a truck there. Here are the giant sea containers, and I also tried to add some of these log piles over here also, so it would look like they are processing the logs into timber which was outside, but I think I will have to add a separate timber processing plant somewhere in this area of the map, so it would look like the timber is taken there, it is processed, and then it is brought to this warehouse where it will be carried out to other places of the map or something. So it will be like a main storage area for all the construction sites in the map. So basically something like that. That was the main idea of this thing. Here I added some small boxes which will be used for like nails and screws and other stuff like that, hopefully, and a little random garbage pile over here because why not? It looked a little bit empty, and that made it more full looking. A little slower look of the build, and it will continue to be faster now again. Here now I started work. I started work on the, what are those things now? The lines on the ground which show where you can put the cargo and where you can't, and which are the places where the cars can drive and so on. Basically here I added some lines at the edges of the porta potties, the timber, the warm houses, and those gigantic sea containers, so it would separate them from the regular concrete ground. So basically you can just see where you can place stuff. That was the main idea. And also I added some stripes onto the place where you can't place anything, so it would be much easier to understand what is going on here. At first I wanted to do yellow stripes, but I didn't really find any yellow stripes on the marketplace in Steam, so I had to use these white ones, but hopefully I can find some yellow stripes in the future, or if any of you can suggest me any links for good yellow stripes for industrial areas, then that would be great. If you have any, then post them in the comment section below. Here I added some manholes which would be used for like cables, water and gas, or some internet cables or electrical cables or something like that. So basically a lot of access to the underground of the cargo hub, because all of that is really needed there. Here I added some small detailing of those small striped lines at the edge of the cargo hub, not the cargo hub, but the cargo outside storage area, which basically this was the place which I planned to basically, well, how did I plan it now? I think I planned it to look like it is the place, it is the edge of the outside cargo storage area, over what you can't store anything anymore. Here is a little storage for those luggage things from the airport. I don't really know what their name is, but I will just call them luggage carts from now on, I think. That seems to be the best idea for those. Basically the luggage carts, and here I added a second one of those luggage cart areas. Also it has a more free space, so it would look like some of the cargo carts which are behind those trucks there are in use and they are from here, but otherwise it looks pretty good, I must say. I also added some of those white trucks over here also, and and I also tried to make that stripy thing at the edge of it again, because I really like the look of it. But I really wanted to have yellow ones, but I just didn't find any yellow stripes. But I think that the yellow stripes would have looked better because it would have indicated it more precisely where the edge is, because the white ones just blend in too much, in my opinion. So yeah, it is not the best one. Here I added the main trucks to the truck beds. Are they truck beds? Yeah, I think they're truck beds. I added the main trucks just there, so it would look like they are usable and just not standing next to the doors at the warehouse. Those three gray boxes were those electrical generators. Here I added more separation lines between the water tanks or oil tanks or something. I don't know what they exactly are for, but I think they look more like water tanks, so I added two of those yellow water trucks next to it, so it would look like they are used to clean the ground or something. Here I added some dirt onto the ground next to the log piles, because it looks more natural that way. So I didn't add any fallen leaves or any other type of thing to the log area still, because I just forgot to do it in this episode, because I just wanted to make the main area look good and get into the small detailing a little bit later. So I think I might do some of it so I think I might finish up this warehouse in the next episode, and then continue the work on the surrounding small warehouses and also the timber processing plant. Here I added some variation in the truck sizes, so it wouldn't look that all of the trucks are exactly the same, but they all have some variation in them, the size variation, color variation, and so on. Also, this is a smaller truck stop area, which I might add some more of those in the next episode also, but make a large truck stop area outside of the warehouse, which would be used for all of the trucks in this part of the map. But it wouldn't be functional, I think. I could add some roads in there and also some buildings which could be covered by concrete, so it would make the cars and trucks drive through the place, but really it wouldn't make it look the best, I think. At least it would give it some action, and it doesn't look like a static place on the map. Here I started adding the ground decoration, or the ground cracks, which would make the which would make it look like this warehouse has been used for a long time, and payment hasn't been changed for some time now, and especially the places where the trucks drive through are cracked a lot because the trucks are heavy, and then the wheels just basically force the ground to crumble a little bit each time underneath them. So it is just for showing where the trucks have been driving through the most, and also make the ground look a little more interesting, because usually the ground texture has some kind of potholes and color variation in them, so that is the main thing which I try to adhere with this type of ground painting, which I have done before, and I think it looks pretty awesome and gives it more detail and makes it more interesting to look at, because it just shows more character where the trucks have been and so on. Basically just makes everything look much nicer, and that is the main idea of this. But I didn't really add any plants in this episode, except deleting some of the trees when I tried to make the intersection look a little bit nicer. Here I added some outside lighting, which is used for the night time, and it also makes the warehouse stand out a lot more, because it makes it look more professional, and burglars can't just steal anything that easily. Now we are starting to get close to the end of the video, about 27:30 now. No, it is 27:20 to 25 seconds now, so we have about less than 3 minutes to go. So now I finished the main cargo hub thing and started adding some more roads and other warehouses next to the main cargo hub, and also I used some really sharp corner there. I made a triangular, what is that now? Triangular roundabout? It is not really roundabout now, so it is triangabout. I don't know. I really don't know how it is called this way, but it looks triangular and it looked pretty nice. Also, it gave it a more character, made it look a little bit nicer. The main thing about this part was that I planned to add a smaller water treatment or oil storage area over here at first, and then I wanted to add some of those regular industrial buildings, but for some case they didn't want to build because the population density was too low here, so, and any of the people from the city didn't want to come to work here, so I had to delete the industrial area. Basically now this is almost the end of the video, and in next episode I will be decorating this area, adding the timber treatment, not timber treatment but the timber processing plant, and doing some decorating with trees and stuff. Also adding a small hill inside this train turnaround place. But yeah, now the video is finishing now, so basically goodbye, see you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe, and please like the video if you really liked it, and subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell button next to the subscribe button, so you will get the notification when I upload the video. Bye, see you in the next video.